Hello everybody, this is Ben Hanson with MinnMax. A lot of weird shakeups in the video game industry so far this week. Not only is Dan Houser leaving Rockstar, but also just now, Rod Fergusson announced on Twitter that he's going to be leaving the Coalition, a studio that he literally redefined up there in Vancouver, and he's going to be joining Blizzard to oversee the Diablo series. What a weird choice. Rod Fergusson goes way back with Microsoft, working on like the Counter-Strike port to the original Xbox and Bloodwake, we all remember, and Stan a Legend. And then he was at Epic and was crucial to the development of the Gears of War franchise, only to leave for a little while where he actually started up the studio that would eventually go on to create Mafia 3 with 2K. And also he dragged BioShock Infinite across the finish line, a bit of a closer there in that situation. Rod Fergusson, if you recall, back when he was on the Game Informer show during E3 2019, he also revealed that he absolutely would have canceled Fortnite if he stuck around at Epic, which is a fun detail from his history. You can find that clip on Game Informer's YouTube channel. Once Microsoft purchased the Gears of War franchise and they converted their studio that was up in Vancouver working on new IP that was spy themed, they showed a teaser of what they're working on. Rod Fergusson came in, said, hey, this is now the Coalition, this is a Gears of War studio, let's push Gears again. I mean, Gears is so much of Rod's identity. I know everybody always connects the franchise to Cliffy B, and that's totally fair, but knowing Rod and his sensibilities and his sense of humor, like there's so much Gears coming from that guy, and so it's pretty wild that he's leaving and now joining Blizzard. I know with Gears 5, they're trying to shake up the formula a little bit more, focusing more on Kate, going a little more open world-ish for the gameplay there. But I'm really curious what this means for the future of Gears, because Rod not only came in as the studio head, but he also took more and more of a hands-on role with the game itself. Gears 4 was directed by a guy named Chuck, but by the time Gears 5 came around, Rod Fergusson was not only the studio head, but then also the director for Gears 5. I mean, he had his hands in this thing, pushing the Gears of War movie to happen, Gears Tactics, Gears Pop. Rod Ferguson's the one that pushed for the big name change so that it's no longer Gears of War, and now it's just the Gears franchise with Gears 5. This guy has been living Gears for the last couple of years, so it's a really interesting sign that he's leaving. You never know why, you never know if Blizzard's writing an incredible paycheck to lure him out, he just wants to shake things up in his career, but it could mean a pretty big change for the future of Gears of War at this point. And so I'm really interested in this move overall. Like, what's fascinating is thinking about 2K bringing him into Irrational to kind of rein in the development of BioShock Infinite, start to close some doors about, okay, let's not make it this, let's make it this, we got to get this thing out the door. It's an artistic game, but it can't be an infinite art project here. And so the idea of somebody who's known for closing games, making these games happen, going to Blizzard, which is kind of the antithesis of closing games and cranking out development, but at the same time, I wonder if that is what Activision at this point would like Blizzard to do, is be better at, let's get these games not on a soulless assembly line, still plenty of heart there, but let's get these games out the door. And with a franchise like Diablo, there could be a new Diablo every 3 years. It's a really interesting move, a really interesting shakeup in the video game industry, and I can't wait to learn what happened. Blizzard has been pulling some big names recently. It wasn't too long ago when they actually pulled the director of Cyberpunk 2077 from CD Projekt Red, and he's working on some project at Blizzard. We're not sure exactly what it is yet. It's unclear exactly what this means for Diablo 4 and its development, but if you want to read the tea leaves, you could say, we need to get these games out the door, baby. But Rod's always been a fun guy, and so I wish him well on this grand voyage, and we'll see how it changes the Diablo franchise and release schedule, and then also just the tone of Gears of War. So expect some shakeups on both those ends. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye. From in-depth game club discussions with the community to live streams every single week, weekly podcasts, exclusive videos, everything under the sun is at patreon.com/MinnMax2Ns. Check it out, everybody.